Well, there was a time not so long ago when the only British political figure that would dare to be seen anywhere near a Republican convention, and one with Donald Trump featuring in it, or a Trump rally, was me. But things have changed. Boris Johnson even popped in earlier in the week. And here, of course, joining me now is Liz Truss. Liz, what's brought you to the RNC?
Well, I want Trump to win the election. I think it's vital. I think the West is in serious danger. I think Biden has been an incredibly weak president. We've seen the war in Ukraine, the attack on Israel, China strengthened. And unless we do something about it, unless we Conservatives go and support Donald Trump and make it clear that we need him in the White House for the future, not just of America, but the future of the free world, we're in serious trouble.
No, well, I mean, these are sentiments that I've expressed many times over these recent years. But we have a Labour government, we have a Foreign Secretary who said very disobliging things about Trump, we have a Prime Minister who said not quite as rude but fairly disobliging things about Trump. We're in a world that is facing perhaps the greatest potential of war in 60 years or more. Do you think Labour can form a relationship with a Trump administration if he wins?
I think they're going to have to. That is the reality of the situation. And I do believe Trump will win. I think people are realising, particularly after the assassination attempt, and Trump's strength in responding to that, the fighting spirit. And I've been here for 4 days at the convention. I've seen the reaction to President Trump, and his strength really comes across, and that is what people want. It's what people want, not just in America but also in Britain.
Yeah.
They really want a sense that we are prepared to fight for our values, that we're prepared to fight for freedom, for democracy, for our sovereignty, for things that we believe in, and they're fed up of the left-wing wokery, the human rights culture that's actually damaged our countries. I mean, ironically, we've got a Labouring government in Britain just when people are turning against those ideas across the West.
Well, that might have something to do with the failure of the Conservatives to deliver on promises since the last election. But we won't go there right now. I was at the King's speech yesterday. You were mentioned, your government was mentioned. You've objected quite fiercely to what was said.
Well, it was absolutely outrageous. This was an official document prepared by civil servants on gov.uk that launched a political attack on me and a personal attack on me. Now, those attacks are wrong. What happened in October 2022 was largely down to failures of the Bank of England to regulate the pensions industry. But worse than that, we have so-called impartial civil servants putting political attacks in a government document. And what has happened is I've complained to the Cabinet Secretary. He has had that removed from the website. But there's nothing yet about pulping all the documents that have been put out, impugning my name and the name of my government.
So it's a partial victory. You've won a partial victory, in a sense.
Yes,
but
that
not,
is true.
But not as far as you'd like.
There's a clear acknowledgement that it was wrong. It's been removed. But I want to know, because this document will have been seen at the highest levels in the civil service, I want to know who signed this off. Who signed off these personal attacks on me, these untruths?
Are you saying the civil service aren't neutral?
I am saying that. And I'm very worried. We have Sue Gray, who was a former leading civil servant, now as Keir Starmer's Chief of Staff. We have numerous former civil servants that have come out in favour of the Labour Party. And I'm very concerned that we don't have an impartial civil service anymore. We have people that share left-wing groupthink. And what does that mean? What does that mean for our democracy, Nigel?
Well, it's something we haven't. It's something we haven't debated enough, and I wonder whether the Labour government will face similar problems. We will see.
Well, they won't face similar problems
because of the left-wing bias.
Because the groupthink is on their side, and this is exactly what this wording in the King's Speech document shows. Shows that there are people within the civil service that share the political outlook of the Labour Party and aren't remotely ashamed.
I will get Sir George Howarth's view on that in just a moment. But finally, Liz, a report out today from the FCA, Financial Conduct Authority, saying that many political figures or politically exposed persons, and there's about 90,000 of us, because it isn't just us, it's relations, it's kids, it's parents, it's all sorts of people, have been unfairly treated with the banking system, and that something needs to be done. Now, I did a lot to raise this issue last year. I had a lot of promises that came from Conservative ministers, from the FCA previously. Nothing has changed. Will it ever change?
It won't change until we change the system. The problem is that what has happened, particularly since Tony Blair got into power in 1997, is more decision-making and power has been outsourced from elected politicians. Elected politicians have become under more and more attack and constraints, and the banking system is part of that. And I've had the same issues trying to get
was
bank
that a
accounts.
Monzo account, wasn't it?
Yes, exactly. I've had the same issues as you, not as severe as you had. I've not FOI'd it, so I don't know what crap they said about me. But I've had issues myself. And you think we have an unelected bureaucracy with huge power, organisations like the FCA, organisations like the Treasury. They're not accountable. No one knows exactly how they operate. Meanwhile, elected politicians are the people on the front line getting the flak. And I do not think that is good for democracy. And I think things need to change.
Liz Truss, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
Big speech tonight. What are you expecting?
Well, I'm expecting fireworks. I was there last night for J.D. Vance's speech. It was fantastic. It was absolutely fantastic. And the buzz and the energy at this convention is incredible. And I really believe the Conservatives, the Republicans are back in America. And what we need to make sure is they get back in Britain next.
Well, there are different ways of doing that, different points of view on that, but Liz Truss, thank you.